The Department of Film and Television at the University of Bristol uses LucidLink, which is a cloud storage system that allows you to access your film editing projects from both within the university at the Richmond building, but also remotely if you have a laptop and you download the classic LucidLink app, which is available for Windows, Linux and Mac OS. But you must get the classic one and not the new one. Okay, so how do you, when you log in for the first time to access LucidLink, there are a lot of windows that will pop up that you need to log into. So first of all, you might see this one. So the next point you need to do before you access LucidLink is go to self-service and check that the run function is, even though it's ticked, I'm going to give it another go. And it says done. And then you go to compliance, so click on that and re-register, so double click, and this is going to then take us to something else that we need to log into. So we're going to wait for this to happen, and then you sign in on company portal. I'm going to pause here while I sign in. You may get an approval that you have to do for single sign-on, which you use through an app on your phone for it to move to the next phase. So I'm going to pop that number in. And then the authenticator will connect. There we go. Can take a few times. Okay, so that bit is done. So you need to follow that section, and then we can finally move on to LucidLink. So that is this app here, or you can go through the applications and find it that way, or search through there, or multiple ways of finding LucidLink. As soon as you get to this window, you need to type in the following. Lucid, I'll try and spell it, lucidlink.University of Bristol. Just that. You must type that in, and then continue, and then log in through Azure AD. So if you haven't followed the first section going into the self-service and doing the run app, I'll just remind you, the rerun and the compliance, then this section won't work and it won't allow you to access LucidLink. So please follow the instructions. So it sends me to a page, which is, it always opens a page up, but you can just close that. We don't know why it does that, it just does. Here we go, got a tick, and now we can open it, and for me it's open now. On your first attempt, it may ask you to put a Benjamin Fleischer switch on in the settings. So if you've got any problems with anything like that, then speak to a tutor or a tech person that can help you. But basically you need to allow the Benjamin Fleischer button if you've got the admin rights, and then it will carry on. Now, I've already done that. Once you've done it, you don't need to do it again. But I can't demonstrate it, unfortunately. So here we are, we're in LucidLink, and what you will see, I always turn my folders into a column structure. So you won't see all of this. This is because I've got extended rights, but you will see something like that folder there, and you will get access to the project folders that you can edit in. based on which year group you are and what unit you are doing. So let's say you're in the first year, you're doing forms and praxis, and then within that you've got some file structures, and you're in seminar 1 for the exercises you're going to do in the first few weeks. And within seminar 1 group, you're in group A. And within group A, we have this structure here, and this is where you would find your media and assets folder. And what you want to do here is, because you've just been given a task to film outside, and then you're going to bring it back and you're going to enter the footage into this folder. So your aim is to enter the folder into this footage. And what you need to do is you create a new folder, as I've done here, and you follow a formula which looks nonsensical at first, but actually it isn't. So what you do is you put the unit name that you're doing, forms and practices, F&P, the year, 25, the month, 9, and the date, today is the 19th of September. And then you put what group you're in, group 1A, and then you do whatever the project's called, so camera workshop, let's say. Now it seems like a lot to do, but it's quite important that you follow those steps. Okay, so the next thing is to create another window so that you can drop your file from your footage that you've shot into that folder. So here's the clip that I want. It's in this folder here. If you're using an FS5 camera, and I want to grab that, so grab the top one, press shift, take them all, and then drop that into that folder. There you can see. Let's close that down. We get rid of, we put all those in there, and then the next phase would be when you're ready to start editing, but that will be a different video and we'll discuss that at another point. One thing to do and to remember is that when you've finished uploading your footage, then you go over here and you must eject it. And sometimes it takes a while. But what a great demonstration, look. Eject, untitled, there we go. It does take a while, but you must do that, because if you pull the card out, it will corrupt. So one last thing to say about LucidLink is that it offers great flexibility to work in university and from home if you have a laptop, and it allows you to collaborate between within your groups. One final thing to say about LucidLink is that it is not a place to store work or previous work. It is only to be used for your projects while you're here at the university. So please don't store other things on it. We have a limited size and almost 600 students using it. So it's important that we have to keep everything within these folders. And the last thing to say is that we delete your footage at the end. Once you've submitted your work at the end of a project, we delete everything other than the final export, which would be you'll be in a final export folder like that. That's where you put your final film only. And then that is the thing we keep for examiners and archives. But everything else, all the footage and everything else gets deleted within 2 to 4 weeks of you finishing the project. So it's really important. If you want to keep it, you can, but you need to come into LucidLink and you need to get a hard drive and back up everything. And I would recommend that, to be honest. It's always good practice to back up your work. And not just store it on LucidLink and leave it there, because it will get deleted. Okay, so thanks for listening. I hope that makes sense, and we'll help you if you get stuck.